Donald Trump, with help from some in the conservative media, including Breitbart and the Drudge Report, is increasingly raising questions about Hillary Clinton's health.
Importantly, she also lacks the mental and physical stamina to take on ISIS and all of the many adversaries we face.
Sean Hannity focused on one image that's gotten some attention on the right.
Which shows Hillary Clinton apparently needing assistance to climb a flight of stairs at a campaign stop back in February, was picked up by the Drudge Report, which posted this headline over the weekend, detailing Hillary Clinton's history with falls and speculating that the former Secretary of State could be experiencing a serious undisclosed medical condition.
Your conservative news consuming uncle who emails you a lot in all caps, what he thinks the most important story in the country is right now is this conspiracy theory that Hillary Clinton is in the midst of a secret, grave health crisis.
Joining us now from Washington, Sarah Flores, a Republican strategist who worked for Carly Fiorina's presidential campaign. In Louisville, Crystal Ball, a television commentator and senior fellow at the New Leaders Council. And here in L.A., Christina Bellantoni, assistant managing editor for politics at the Los Angeles Times. Sarah, that photo we just saw of Hillary Clinton being helped up the stairs, that was taken in February after she had stumbled, so people were helping her. Whether it's Drudge or Breitbart or Hannity, does it make sense for some conservatives in the media to be pushing this Hillary health issue?
Oh, I mean, it's a great clickbait issue that I think is probably driving a lot of traffic on their websites. But if anyone's actually been on the trail in Iowa or New Hampshire in January and February, I need help going up the stairs. It is icy. You are in heels. You are not prepared for what's going on there unless it is like the most salted road ever. So I think it's a little bit of a distraction, but I don't doubt it's driving traffic.
I missed the crucial high heels aspect of it, so I'm so glad you pointed that out. Crystal, perhaps there are lingering suspicions about Hillary Clinton after that fainting incident where she suffered a concussion back in 2012. What should the press do here on these health-related questions?
I think it's absolutely irresponsible for outlets to be pushing this when there's absolutely no proof that there's any issue here. She's actually released more documentation on her medical status than Donald Trump has. The pictures are taken out of context, as you pointed out. There's also another video that's going around that's also been taken out of context. There's just no there. And you know, Howard, I'm no Hillary Clinton lover. I will support her in this election. I think there are legitimate issues to be pushing her on, including the Clinton Foundation stuff. But this just doesn't make any sense. There's nothing to it, and I think it's disgusting that outlets would mislead their viewers in implying that there's anything really going on here.
Well, I think both candidates should release their medical records, and hopefully that will be happening. You mentioned this video, so let me come to you, Christina Bellantoni, with this one. This is a 2-month-old video. Hillary Clinton was being questioned by reporters. They were attempting to question her in Washington. Conservative site Gateway Pundit, the headline, "Wow, did Hillary Clinton just suffer a seizure on camera?" Let's take a look at the video here. They're shouting questions at her. Okay, now, the AP's Lisa Lera, who was one of the reporters there, Christina, wrote a piece about this and said that Hillary Clinton was making an exaggerated motion with her head, shaking her head vigorously. It's kind of like shtick, and that she was laughing, that she wasn't scared, as some people were saying. What do you think about that?
I think
piece of video?
It's dangerous to diagnose anyone from a photograph or a piece of video, or even really what they are saying, right? You know, I am pregnant 4 months into it. I hadn't told anybody. You know, you really don't know what's going on with somebody's health, and that but you know, and so this is where it's just dangerous. Yes, medical records are helpful, but particularly when you have a female candidate, these issues are not what we should be talking about, right? We should be talking about what each of these candidates would do for the country, because you never know whether somebody is mentally capable or physically capable, really, until they're out there doing the job.
Right. A lot of these TV doctors, Dr. Drew, you know, giving their opinions, they've never analyzed, I mean, they've never examined her. It's all done from afar. All right. You say we should be talking about other issues, so let's talk about the Clinton Foundation, which now announced that if indeed Hillary Clinton wins the presidency, the foundation, the Family Foundation, will no longer accept corporate contributions or contributions from foreign donors, which makes up about half of it. So, Sarah, that raises the obvious question, well, if that's the standard now, what about when Hillary Clinton was Secretary of State?
It's incredible. Reporters enjoy talking about Donald Trump because it's easy, it's, you know, a sugar high, but this is where the meat is, and you have to dig into it a little. Absolutely. Why in the world would it not be okay for them to take foreign donations when she's president, but it was okay when she was Secretary of State, and no one's been able to answer that. At the same time, you'll note that the Clinton Global Health Initiative, which is part of the Clinton Foundation, actually hasn't agreed to this. So, yes, this one part of their foundation has said they won't take foreign donations, but another huge part won't actually commit to that. So it's a bundle of mess for Hillary Clinton, and they are just enjoying the fact that the media, for the most part, is still concentrating on Paul Manafort's resignation and Kellyanne Conway, Steve Bannon, and these very easy stories instead of digging into the hard stuff where you got to look at the numbers.
Right. Crystal, Boston Globe editorial, shut it down if she wins. The uber-liberal Huffington Post just says, just shut it down. So not a lot of defense here for the way the Clinton Foundation is taking particularly the foreign money.
I mean, I think it's very hard, given the fact that the Clinton Foundation was built up around Bill and Hillary and Chelsea and their global prestige, and that was really what made this foundation work. I think it's very hard when she becomes president, to really effectively put up the wall that they would need to. So I agree with that assessment. And look, you know, to what Sarah's saying here, I think that there has been a lot of digging into the meat of this issue. And fortunately, we have public records here so that we can have some transparency. With Donald Trump, on the other hand, he has no record of public service, and we have very little insight into his business dealings since he won't release his tax returns. So it's very hard to know
Let me jump in because we're short on time. I don't mean to cut you off. Let me show on time. So a quick one for you, Christina. Washington Post headline underscoring the point you made a moment ago. A turbulent week for Trump overshadows Clinton's vulnerabilities.
You know, she has really been under the radar this entire campaign, right? The campaign is about him and her reactions to him. It allows her to go out and campaign in swing states and do things that people aren't necessarily paying attention to. But the foundation issue, it raises a lot of really legitimate questions about what would Bill Clinton's role in a Clinton White House be. Those are questions we all should be asking. And, you know, who knows? I mean, they could completely shut the foundation down if she is elected. We don't know that, but looking into the records is important.
I'm still stunned by the line you just uttered. The Democratic presidential nominee is under the radar because of Donald Trump. All right.